As the federal government has been teetering on the brink of a shutdown, the battle over a short-term funding agreement, as we all know by now, it came to a head yesterday. In fact, in a statement posted on social media, President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance, they slammed the proposal yesterday, and they accused people of, if they voted for it, that they would be giving Democrats everything they wanted. But even before President-elect weighed in, the bipartisan deal yesterday was facing sharp criticism. Many were calling it a cramnibus, and it was just not going to pass. Well, Speaker Johnson has since been scrambling to find a path forward in a situation that many people said was absolutely impossible. And with less than 33 hours before the potential shutdown, a new deal was announced. And so here we come now to find out what does this new deal look like. And joining me to discuss the latest developments is Mark Tapscott. He's a senior congressional correspondent for the Epoch Times. Mark, welcome back to Washington Watch. Great to have you.
Congressman, how are you?
Okay. Boy, we got a lot to break down. Give me the latest. What do you know right now?
Well, we are back at the point of a vote soon, they hope, and it is absolutely uncertain how it's going to come out. My guess is there will be some Republicans who, Chip Roy, for example, will vote against it. He's already said he's a hard no. But there will be some Democrats. I don't have any that I can name at the moment, but I suspect there are a handful of them who will come over, and the bill might pass by 1 or 2 votes. It's absolutely that close, and we don't know.
It's a coin toss right now. In other words, it could go either way. And I agree with you. Before coming on the program, as all this was unfolding and breaking, I was trying to go through in my own mind what the outcome of this would be. And frankly, I'm still trying to get out what's in this new proposal. But I came to the same conclusion you did. This is an absolute toss-up. Can you tell us some of the difference? I did see a picture of the 1,500-page bill, and now this one's just 116 pages. So it's vastly decreased in size, but I've not had a chance to figure out what's in it. Can you tell us a little bit of what changes are in this new bill?
Well, the first question I have about it is how many pages are in this? Because it looks like it's probably 50 or 60. That's a great improvement over 1,500, but still, they have decided to take all of that stuff out that Trump and Musk and Ramaswamy were pointing at, including particularly the congressional pay raise. And they have removed some other things that were getting some real critical commentary from folks. What it looks like we have now is basically keep the government open through mid-March, $100 billion for the disaster relief, especially in North Carolina, extending the farm bill, and there is apparently a provision for, I don't quite have all of the details yet, $10 billion in farm credit assistance. You also get the health care provisions that are due to be extended. They get extended. I don't know what the time limit is on that. And probably the most important, or certainly the most significant part of it, is President Trump yesterday demanded that the national debt limit be lifted through his entire 4-year term. They compromised, and this new continuing resolution suspends it for 2 years. It will be interesting to see who comes out of this one as the great compromiser.
Yeah, well, okay, so you brought up some really good stuff, some quick questions, and you may not have the answers. Again, all this is breaking by the moment. But the $100+ billion disaster relief that you mentioned, is that paid for, or is that new debt that's incurred?
Oh, that is a great question, and my assumption, quite frankly, Congressman, is that it's new debt, because the government is operating in a deficit condition in any case. So, and I've heard nothing about any kind of offsets or any of that kind of thing to shift funding from one place over to the disaster relief, which would have a neutral effect on that question. Just don't know.
That's going to be interesting, because I would certainly think that would be problematic if there's not a pay for going into this for a number of Republicans. And there's tons of wasteful spending, tons of places where it could be pulled. So that's, and I'm just going along with you. I don't know either. I don't know if there's pay for with that or not. So how likely do you think, and again, perhaps it's a little unfair to ask you because none of us know, but what's kind of your gut feeling going into this? Is this strategy in your gut going to succeed, or are we still going to end the night with just hours away from a potential shutdown?
I'll be honest with you, Congressman, and you know this better than I do from your own experience on the floor. In this kind of situation, every man and woman in the House potentially is the speaker and holds tremendous bargaining power with their vote. And we will not know until the final vote is closed what the count is going to be. My gut says I do think that Speaker Johnson is. I will be surprised if it doesn't pass, but if it does, it's going to be, as I said, 1 or 2 votes, and I won't be surprised if it doesn't make it.
Well, this is one of those, I would suspect this vote is going to be open for a long time, as there's going to be, perhaps it doesn't have the votes initially, and so they'll just keep it open and just keep trying to sway people to change their vote in that scenario. Now, we have just less than a minute left. How difficult is the position that Speaker Johnson is in right now? There's rumors that his position could potentially be in jeopardy. Do you believe that's a serious scenario?
I think it's a very serious scenario, and just speaking for myself, Newt Gingrich said a couple of days ago, I heard him on one of the networks say that he thinks that Mike Johnson has the toughest job in Washington, and it's far more difficult than the speaker's job was when he was speaker.
I agree.
I think that's absolutely true.
Well, I agree with him. Thank you so much, Mark Tapscott, Senior Congressional Correspondent for the Epoch Times. Always great to have you. Thank you for your insight, and Merry Christmas to you.